David Kirschtel is with us. He's heading up the Rockland Jewish Community Center, JCC, and they have a project of making sure that there's a pause, and what they'd like to see is a pause at the Olympics, remembering those Israeli athletes who were murdered. This has been a project going on since the Munich Olympics, actually the Munich Olympics and following the Olympics thereafter. It's picking up much more steam this time, thanks to David and likewise projects across America and around the world. I'd like to thank David and his friends, first of all, for doing this. And let's take a look.
In 2009, JCC Rockland was chosen to be a host of the JCC Maccabi Games for this summer. The JCC Maccabi Games are the largest teen sports program in North America for Jewish teens. At every opening ceremony, there is a special tribute to the memory of the Munich 11, the 11 Israeli athletes, coaches, and referees who were massacred at the Olympics in Germany in 1972. For me, I can still remember at the age of 13 being glued to the TV as this vicious act of terror took place on the TV in my den. There was the strong connection that I had to Jim McKay as I watched Wide World of Sports, and here he was sharing this drama live. I can still remember when those words came across the TV. They are all gone. Our JCC Rockland Board of Directors have dedicated the JCC Maccabi Games to the memory of the Munich 11. This past September, we dedicated an outdoor sculpture commissioned to Eric David Laxman, which was done in memory of the Munich 11, and additionally we held a walk to remember them. All of these projects had a tremendous impact locally in our community, but what we really wanted to do was to make a difference on this issue globally. It bothered all of us that for 40 years, the families of the Munich 11, led by Anki Spitzer and Ilana Romano, have asked the International Olympic Committee for a minute of silence each time, and their requests have been denied. We decided we wanted to take on 2 global projects to try to make an impact on this issue. Joe Allen, a senior vice president of a local international business, Active International, which is one of the sponsors of our Change for Change project, approached us about making a movie about the goal of a minute of silence. The movie is titled 20 Million Minutes, as it will be 20 million minutes since the massacre in Munich until the opening ceremony in London this summer, and all we want is one. This will be a documentary movie that was filmed locally in Rockland. Last summer we filmed in Israel, where we included members of the families, Yael Arad, first silver medal winner, Gal Friedman, gold medal winner, Ephraim Zinger, chairman of the Israel Olympic Committee, Deputy Foreign Minister Danny Ayalon, Esther Roth, who participated, and all of them were grateful that a small community like Rockland County, New York, would take on this kind of an issue 40 years later to help the world to remember. The goal of the movie will be to film in London this summer, and our goal will be to be able to film an actual minute of silence at the opening ceremony. The second event that we're working on is a petition which is being chaired by our past president, Steve Gold, and Mickey Leader, who is a board member and a volunteer. The petition, which is through change.org, requests a minute of silence from Jacques Rogue and the International Olympic Committee. We began the petition several weeks ago, and in a short period of time, more than 20,000 people have signed it. The amazing thing about it is that these people who are signing are from all around the world. They're Jewish, they're not Jewish, and they're sharing their own personal grief about what happened in Munich. It is amazing to see 40 years later how dramatically impacted people are about Munich. And it's obvious to us that we need to engage people from all around the world to put out the message that although it's been 40 years, it is not too late to remember the 11 Israelis who were killed. I'm asking each and every one of you to take responsibility and sign the petition and forward it to everybody you know. Because the reality is, each of us can make a difference. And I will look forward to July in London, when at the Olympics in London at the opening ceremony, the 80,000 people in the Olympic Stadium stand strong and remember the darkest day in our Olympic history. Thank you.
You should know that the Rockland JCC is one of the hosts of several this summer for the Youth Olympics, the Youth Maccabeah Games. They're not the Maccabeah Games in Israel. Those are the full blown out from all over the world, and that's a big one. That's like 10,000 athletes. But nonetheless, Rockland JCC, active out there and hosting the Youth Olympics. Now, we're going to come back and look at the opening ceremony. It's just part of it. We don't have time for all of it. It was quite a lengthy production. So stay tuned. Right after this break, a bissel, a piece of, a little bit of the opening ceremonies of the last Maccabeah Games 2009.